Welcome to show number 8, Crossing the Chasm.
News update, adopting Bitcoin. The conference is coming up fast.
Oh, super fast.
Yeah. Like 47, 48 days left.
Oh, man. Right. Yeah, we're counting weeks because we're preparing our presentation. So we're actually at home recording ourselves presenting it.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, James is putting in some serious graft to present. So if anybody is curious as to how to set up a circular economy, and Nikki and James have basically been at the core of building out the circular economy in Berlin. And there's a lot of insights that haven't been developed anywhere else in the world that you're going to be able to listen to here in San Salvador.
It's funny because I sometimes feel like some of the insights are quite obvious, but it's not obvious until you do it sometimes, right?
Exactly.
It's
like, it's so easy to ride a bicycle, but you give it to a baby, they'd like fall down all the time.
Why can't you do this?
So James will teach you how to ride a bike. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give you some insights. We're hoping that we present a nice educational, entertaining story.
Oh, I'm sure. There's a whole year packed of intense work here, interacting with a lot of individuals, working with the tools, trying to think through problems that we've encountered again and again and again, and how to overcome them. So, yeah, very valuable insights.
Oh man, but just El Salvador in general. You think about all the people that are here and the things that they're doing. It's so diverse now. In the beginning, it felt like a small, crazy bunch of people, and now it's like there's so much stuff happening just in El Salvador with people doing interesting things in Bitcoin.
Right.
It's intense.
It's super intense. It's overwhelming sometimes, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Right. The sheer amount of people just popping in out of nowhere. Like, you don't know where they're going to come from, and you're just going to have to take them at face value, like when they arrive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of good intentions. There's a lot of people doing some amazing stuff in the country. We'll talk about a bit about that in this episode.
Yes.
But there's a lot coming up. There's a lot of information. I just wanted to fill people in on a couple of bits for the conference. The transport is still there. The prices are going up pretty soon. They
may have gone up by the time this goes out.
Yeah. So unlucky.
Whoops.
Yeah. Just they'll go up again, the prices.
At the end of the month. So everyone knows at the end of the month, ticket price will go up again and again and again.
Yeah. And in terms of the booth, so if you are interested in presenting your business at Adopting Bitcoin, you'll have to ask pretty quickly because they're pretty much sold out. Like, we've got one or two left.
Wow.
Spaces.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
No, it's great. It's great. And it's a testament to Bitcoin businesses wanting to show face here in El Salvador, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm curious, many people coming from outside of El Salvador to present in the booths.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You've got some Bitcoin businesses from Switzerland, different parts of Europe, the States.
Wow.
Yeah, some really high quality businesses that I've never even heard of before, and they're pure Bitcoin.
There you go, people. So if you haven't bought tickets to come, you need to get tickets because there's going to be great speakers. The speaker list is huge.
Yeah, it's expanding. I mean, we've got 145 proposals. I mean, it's crazy the amount of participation that has come in. It's both on the artist level, the speakers level, volunteers that are wanting to get involved. It's a movement.
So yeah, it's going to be challenging because stage time can be like in the past. There's been about 5 stages, I think.
Yeah.
And trying to pick which stage or which workshop you should be at has been challenging. And it sounds like this year's is going to be just as challenging.
Yeah, especially with 2 main stages pretty much. And then one side stage in the exhibition hall, 2 workshops. Okay. So we'll be packing in the workshops, including an hour. This is for the Spanish speakers here, which it might not apply to the people watching this, but I think it's interesting. There's going to be a lot of people who want to learn about Bitcoin who are coming to the conference, and they don't know much about Bitcoin. So we have an hour on each morning as an intro to Bitcoin for Spanish speakers, just so that they have a context of what's going on in Bitcoin, and then they can learn throughout the day.
So cool. Speaking of learning about Bitcoin, should we go to speaker number 1?
Let's do it. Speaker number 1.
Oh. Jamie Robinson. Jamie's profile here is very short and sweet, and it talks about his history in Canada. Now, I didn't actually know this about Jamie. I know Jamie for all of the awesome things he's been doing in El Salvador.
which are countless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here it says that he was part of onboarding 90,000 Canadians into Bitcoin between 13 and 18 using a service called quickbt.com. Now, I don't think that service is operational anymore. When I went there to have a look, because I was curious, it said that he had shuttered the service. Now, Jamie's involved in a number of really cool initiatives here in El Salvador.
So the initiatives span from the Bitcoin hardware store as being a partner with Ronnie at Zonte. It's a super, one of a kind, really.
Hugely useful shop. Like when we first arrived, we were like, why hasn't anyone done this yet? And then Ronnie and Jamie turned up and they're like, we're doing it. And it's like, yes.
Smash it out. And not only do they sell the best Bitcoin only hardware that's available, they also talk you through how to use the tools, and they'll also help you recover Bitcoin. We just heard of a guy get a Bitcoin recovered thanks to Jamie. So they're starting to provide those services, which is great.
The Bitcoin Hardware Store project is a huge resource here in El Salvador now, down in Bitcoin Beach, the home of the circular economies here. And these two guys, they're great guys, and they're very knowledgeable physically in terms of your hardware, and also knowledge-wise in terms of giving you advice on good practices.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in hearing how Jamie has built multiple Bitcoin businesses, he also has another one which is Accept LN, which I've used numerous times, especially down where you can't download the Blink app. In Mexico, I found that a few people couldn't download the app. So I just pulled up Accept LN, got their email address, bang, and sats were sent to them. So really, really handy tools. If you want to listen to this experienced and knowledgeable man, Jamie Robinson, come to the conference. You'll pick up a lot.
And I believe he's also contributing to My First Bitcoin at the moment.
Correct.
And he'll be at the unconference for My First Bitcoin as well.
Yeah, that's the day before, so the 14th of November in the morning. I should be at Cadejo Montaña. So check that out. That was brilliant last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys checked it out, did you?
Well, that was actually, our car broke down on the way in. And so
that's right. I remember.
We're stranded in the middle of the brand new highway in Elibango.
That's right.
Yeah. It's part of the...
It's always a really good event. A bit more casual, but beautiful area.
So just on that point, Nikki and I will also be emceeing for the unconference.
Cool.
So if you want to come along, you need to start booking tickets for that. I believe there is a cover charge to come, but it's a lot more casual in terms of speaker experience and interaction. The audience actually partakes in the unconference a lot more, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
So it's more of an education side of things, the unconference,
Yeah. My First Bitcoin's objective, they revolve around education. So that's a large part of it, which is good.
The team will be quite busy over those days. They've got the graduation on the 13th. On the 14th, they have the unconference. And then they're very much involved in adopting Bitcoin in terms of all the workshops and the Bitcoin for Kids. A lot of people are working on the Bitcoin for Kids. So if you're a family and you're concerned about your child or whatever, do not worry. There's a full schedule for your kids at Bitcoin para Niños, and they're surely to have a few touch points with Bitcoin while they're there.
At the last Bitcoin Farmers Market, someone made a comment about how good the Bitcoin para Niños was they were at a different
Madeira?
Adopting? It could have been Madeira, yeah.
Madeira, I think.
Yeah, and they were like, wow, it was really impressive, really excited to see it here because they think that it's just going to get better. So
well, we have the people.
No pressure.
I wasn't there myself, so I can't speak too much. But what I do know is that people who were leading the charge in Madeira, they're going to be involved, flying all the way over here just
seriously.
To focus on Bitcoin para Niños.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, commitment. There you go. Crazy Bitcoiners.
Yeah. Well, we talk about something about what's happening in the world right now. We've Bitcoin's. I suppose increase in purchasing power rapidly, and there's obviously other nation states apart from El Salvador that are building up.
Yeah, well, Bhutan just came in and knocked El Salvador down a peg.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's time to step up as a nation.
Yeah,
it's great that the state is piling up Bitcoin, but what's also beautiful about El Salvador is that the individuals that reside within it are all holding keys to stacks and figuring out how to use that for the country and for themselves.
Yes. Yeah, El Salvador's definitely got that over Bhutan in that they have legal tender, which definitely makes it easier for people psychologically to interact with each other and use it in businesses, also legally in business interactions. But yeah, Bhutan came out with a mining number of 13,000 plus Bitcoin.
Yeah,
which is pretty serious.
Yeah, it's a scary number.
Hydroelectricity. It's a big number.
Yeah, it is.
But I actually think El Salvador is possibly sitting on some other Bitcoin that they haven't disclosed.
Yeah. If I was them, I'd do that. Yeah. You know, they're the principles, right?
Yeah.
Don't tell people how much Bitcoin you have.
Speaking of nation adoption, shall we talk about number 2?
Come on. The one and only Max Keiser.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to...
He doesn't need too much introduction, really. If you don't know who Max is, where have you been?
Yeah.
Max and Stacey make huge contributions to the government level of adoption here in El Salvador and the big business side. So Max is a showman, and he always puts on a great show when he's on stage.
Yeah, he started getting into it in 2011. So, I mean, for the people he introduced Bitcoin to, they've probably benefited quite a lot if they listened to what he was saying. Yeah. He does have, in my opinion, I think he has some really, really great points about Bitcoin, and I think the Bitcoin love hash war, I think he's calling it now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This competition between nation states to stockpile as much Bitcoin as they can.
Yeah.
He believes that Bitcoin is a spiritual revolution.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So if you want to hear some hot takes, someone who doesn't give a fuck, come to Adopting Bitcoin to listen to Max Keiser, because he has a lot to say. He
does. Is he going to be on some panels? Because that's often where you get some deeper, like when he's sitting down calmly and people can get some really deep insights. So I'm curious if he's on a couple of panels. That'll be really interesting.
Yeah,
too.
He's scheduled for one panel. We'll set up the schedule. We're setting up the schedule now. It'll be out around 4 weeks before the conference.
All right. Well, I hope Max is brewing up a couple of new ideas, because he definitely becomes good meme content.
Yeah.
So
this is the moment, Max. This is the moment for you to really unleash as much as you want, because it's a free space to talk about your opinions.
It's a bigger venue this time, right? Like, it's physically bigger. He's got
much bigger. Yeah. I mean, the main stage is huge. It has a capacity of about 3,000 people.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, I mean, crikey. But there's going to be about 400 people sitting down there. There's the art exhibition, people sitting up at the mezzanine. There's going to be a lot of eyes on you. It's going to be live streamed. Simply Bitcoin will be live streaming it themselves as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're going to have their own news desk there, and so right between the art exhibition and the main stage, you're going to have Simply Bitcoin. So between every speaker, you're going to have Nico and Opti riffing off, making sure there's no dead air in between that live stream. Yeah,
I'm impressed those boys are coming along. It's about time.
Oh yeah,
man. Okay.
Yeah, so
you guys out. You should have been here ages ago.
All the heavy hitters are coming upon El Salvador, the beacon of light, to try and show the world that Bitcoin is the only true source of truth in terms of money, that it's the money that we're going to be using globally, and the tools, the philosophy, the education side of it, the mining side of it, the connections between other Bitcoiners. You're going to find all of it here.
The networking that happens at this event is some of the best that we've had. It's bring like a easy way to take notes, and maybe get your sticker game on, because stickers are a really good way to remember people.
James has been brilliant for that. Both James and Nikki.
Well, we learnt it from a couple of friends who came down doing van life.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and they were giving out stickers, and we're like, we need stickers.
Yeah.
But seriously, they are a good way to network with people. This is a really good event to network with high signal people.
Yeah, well, talking about networking, there's people who've just come upon El Salvador for things that weren't related to Bitcoin, and they've gotten into Bitcoin. Someone like Murph's Life, who's ended up acquiring like 13 million followers in places like TikTok, and he brings attention towards the needs of families that are poor. But now he's setting up Bitcoin retirement funds for all of the families that are working on his farm, massive farm. He surely will be at Adopting Bitcoin. So you're going to meet these types of people that are making a true change in this world.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah.
Speaking of retirement, let's wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you've bought your ticket because they're only going to get more expensive as time goes on. I say that while competing against a price that seems to be running up, which would actually make it slightly cheaper if you bought your sats ahead of buying.
Yeah, you can use the BTC Berlin coupon code.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, and you'll get 10% off. It's always nice to be able to save your sats so you can use them for greater good.
And that also supports the Berlin Centre, so by using that code.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, guys, listen, thank you for watching. We're coming back next week with news update number 9. Really looking forward to seeing everyone here in El Salvador. It's going to be amazing.
Bitcoin country. Come and see it for yourself.
Vamos!